From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Hey there, the name's Nukem, Duke Nukem, and you're watching the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. For some unknown reason, enjoy.
What's going on, nerds, and welcome to this week's episode of the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. We're talking about Lilo and Stitch 2, the third movie in the series. What are you looking at? Stitch has a glitch. Why are you looking at me like that? This came out third.
I'm also contemplating your short choices.
You just caught that?
Yes.
Number one uncle.
And it's making me realize that my daughter doesn't spend any time with her uncle.
Okay, to be fair, your child didn't buy me this.
Yeah, but that's just how my brain works.
Oh, I know. It's like
yeah.
A lot of flatlines.
Today, 100%.
So what's up? What's new in Susie world?
Not too much.
Outside of trying to get your husband to not buy the new Nintendo Switch.
It's not going very well. I now have an 18-month-old in my house. So we're on to new adventures.
18.
Also, I have discovered that baby clothes sizing is a lie.
Yeah, so some baby clothes says this.
No.
Other baby clothes says this, and they're the same size, but completely two different sizes.
I mean like literally all baby clothes is a lie. My child is not anywhere near 18 months. Like she's in 18 months, but she's in like 12 to 18 months.
Doesn't it go by
Still
weight?
Small. Huh?
Doesn't like size for the babies go by weight more than anything?
Weight and height.
Oh,
mostly height, but like some people have, chunky babies, and chunky babies are adorable, but
the Stay Puft Marshmallow Baby.
chunky babies are adorable, but so sometimes you're gonna size her. But my kid's on the small side. She was a preemie. She's tiny.
Freaking fast.
She's you haven't seen anything yet. But she's in 12 to 18 month clothing. Okay. I put her in a 2T the other day. It fit her.
At least it wasn't a belly shirt.
I understand that women's sizing is like so off. Like you could walk into an Old Navy, buy a size 16 pant, and walk into like the Walmart and buy the same size pant, and what'll fit you and the other one won't. But baby clothes? Come on. Why is my kid fitting in 18-month clothing and also fitting in a 2T outfit? And it's not even big on her. It fits her perfectly. Baby clothes are a lie.
Have you gotten to the point where you finally get to the baby clothes and the baby clothes don't fit?
No, we luckily have been very, very lucky, which is also why I'm really glad for a couple of things. But we almost. So my kid was in newborn from like 0 to almost 3 months.
Yeah.
She was in 0 to 3 months for a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
She blew up.
Yeah. She had a massive growth spurt.
So, Susie, we're talking about Lilo and Stitch number 2. Stitch has a glitch. But you keep telling me this wonderful caveat about this movie when it comes to the timeline of this movie. And I keep trying to remember that, wait, hold on, timeout. What?
So this movie is, there's 2 frames of thought for this. I consider this movie canon. But I got pointed out today because of wonderful TikTok. Somebody did a deep dive, like actually like went through it. This movie should not be canon, and I guess the director at one point said that it is not canon. I, however, will consider it as head canon. This for me is canon, and it just is what it is. I find it very interesting that it comes out after Stitch the movie,
Yes.
which I didn't process until we were doing this, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it throws me off because if the way we're doing it in timeline order, I
Mhm.
would. I don't know how this got to be released in 2005 when Stitch the movie came out in 2003, because it kind of for me messes it up a little
Mhm.
bit. Um,
I mean, in some ways, you probably could consider it um, as, oh my god, my brain just farted.
it's fine. It does. I can't smell it anyway.
That's probably a good thing. Also, can you hear the car alarm that's going on in the background?
No.
It has distracted me at least 3 times now. Um, but it's interesting that you could consider this after Stitch the movie and taking place during Lilo and Stitch the series. To me, it just doesn't make any
No,
sense.
I put this right after, maybe like a year after the first Lilo and Stitch. But this was a home video release. This wasn't a theaters bombshell. This was direct to video.
Well, if you remember, most Disney movies of that generation,
Went from
when they were
first one to
sequels,
theaters, yeah.
the
To
sequel was always direct to video.
sometimes the sequel was better than the actual movie.
I have a couple of examples of that, and
Is
that
one Return of Jafar?
Return of Jafar is a great example of that. But there are a couple that are great examples of that. Um, but I always found that really interesting, and that's normally how I didn't go to the movies a lot as a kid. So normally when my mom found an eclectic movie or movie she was like, "Oh, Susie will really like this," it landed in my world, and I watched it.
I remember having a bookshelf. It probably was a bookshelf, but it had these two doors you would open up, and you would just put all like the
Mhm.
cassette boxes or VHS boxes lined
So
up.
we in my house as a kid.
By the way, sorry, sis. By the way, we're talking about before DVDs,
So this actually came out on DVD.
VHSs.
This
It
didn't
did.
come out on VHS.
Yeah, but I still make the joke about opening the box where all the
So
VHSs, and I was like, "Where's the orange ones? Where are the orange ones? Where are the?"
this is where I grew up. So we entered in through our back door. So we went through the porch into our kitchen, and then the living room was, you had to almost do a U-turn into our living room. By our front door was very, very nice bookshelf. Every single one of our movies was on that bookshelf. And I mean, everything from Star Trek, Star Wars, Disney, like it was all on there. And my mother used to get a kick out of me, and we had to get a separate thing for the DVDs, but all of our VHSs were in this bookshelf. And I would just walk over because Summer, what are you supposed to do as a kid other than, go outside and play, which I did, go outside and read a book, which I did more of, or stay inside and watch movies. Stay inside and watch movies. I think I watched everything on on that bookshelf.
So, did you know the original voice actor for Lilo was not in this movie?
Yes.
Okay, Dakota Fanning did a great job
Yes.
playing Lilo to
Mhm.
the point where I looked it up. I'm on the Disney Wiki, and I'm like, really? She was busy recording for the series during the production of this movie. But it came out August 30th of 2005. That would make me 12 years old.
Oh, you little bubbly.
It had a runtime of 68 minutes. Yeah, the direct to home videos were probably right over an hour long. And there was this one moment in the movie that I immediately thought of Susie in it. and it was when Myrtle, after the class and doing the auditions and everything, kind of makes fun of Lilo, and Stitch is holding Lilo back, and then she
Oh,
says one more thing. Okay, smile for the camera.
I'm not gonna lie. So that pops up in my feed, and I laugh every time. Every time.
Do you think
Because
it's
I
you
can't
too?
decide which I can't decide which one I am. I can't decide if I'm Stitch or if I'm Lilo. And I feel like it would depend on the situation.
I don't know. Can we roll a d20 on that one? I feel like you're right. It would kind of depend on the situation, but
it depends on who's involved. Because depending on which one of our friends is involved in this, I'm either going to be holding them back from causing a scene or causing a fight.
Let me at him. Let me hold my tail.
Or they're going to be the ones holding me back.
So, while I did enjoy this movie, because I did, it's Lilo and Stitch. It's got a lot of charm between the two of them. I had some pretty big issues with this movie.
Okay.
One of them, why does Jumba keep it secret? If anything, tell Nani.
For the same reason
Plot
that any of us keep secrets.
Yeah,
they don't want to get in trouble.
I don't think he would get in trouble. I mean, it might be you better fix this, but I don't think he'd really get in trouble with it. Outside of Pleakley just going around the house, stealing stuff, taking the toaster. Damn it. I felt like the David and Pleakley stuff was very much thrown in just to give David and Pleakley something to do.
Oh, that's David's entire life.
Yeah, okay. Fair. I just felt like they struggled to get to that 68-minute mark. I felt like this could have been, if not the beginning of the series, that it could have been a finale to a season.
Instead. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have put it as a finale.
I mean, I have a huge cop out with Stitch dying, and then it's another miracle. What happened? It's not possible. I don't know. It just happened.
But I feel like this could have been like an hour-long special.
Yeah.
And they probably could have involved, Sparky, or a couple of the other cousins.
Yeah, into making the machine.
Yep.
I felt like the ending was a huge cop-out, that if they were going to go that route, I don't want to say kill him off, because you're not going to do that, but change the ending to where it works, he lives, instead of it's a freaking miracle. How many miracles are we going to have in Lilo and Stitch?
All of them.
You have one in the first movie,
mm-hmm.
with Stitch getting Lilo back. You have one here with Stitch coming back to life. And in the next one, we'll talk about it next week, to get the experience back from Hamsterville.
I don't feel like that one was a miracle.
Okay, but Bubbles calls it, we need another miracle.
That's true. That is true. Okay. Fair enough.
I like this movie because there is a lot of heart between obviously Lilo and Stitch. There's a lot of fun to have with them. My
favorite is the diagram. She brought the diagram back.
And she kept erasing, and then turning to red and turning. Another reason why I want to say I like this movie is they treat Lilo not like a kid, but she has the mannerisms of being a child. Mm-hmm. Not an actor playing a child. This is a child playing a child. And she's acting like it. You can get that youthfulness from her, and it's kind of refreshing her back and forth with Stitch, because he's not a pet anymore. It's her best friend.
It's her brother.
Yeah. And
I'm not touching you.
You're touching me. But yeah, Sue's thoughts on the movie, because I just went on a 5-minute rant.
So this is my least favorite out of all of them. and I do mean least favorite.
Is
Because
it
a
by
lot
a
of the
lot?
issues. Mm, if I were to rank all of them, it'd be the bottom. It's definitely it's a good movie. But the same issues that like you pointed out, I've had with the movie. Um, the biggest issue that I have with it, and it's one of the ones that you kind of pointed out, is so Stitch's nice or good meter is reverting to evil.
Yep.
But it's one of those weird ones that I'm like, but if he was able to be nice in the first place, I kind of feel like that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
So
He wasn't fully charged.
And it wasn't until I got to be an adult, because as a kid I liked this movie. As I got to be an adult, I started seeing like different flaws in it and different things, but I still watch it. It's still one of my favorite movies.
Oh, it's an easy watch. It's just
an easy watch. And I mean, really, you can't go wrong with any Lilo and Stitch movie that has Elvis in it.
Uh-huh.
There's inevitably an Elvis song in every single one of these movies.
I'm telling you, they have some sort of awesome deal.
As
Disney
they had it.
And
because did you notice the new movie did not have any?
Son of a bitch. Well, didn't
I think it had
I
one.
wonder who's I wonder who the head of the estate is, because didn't Lisa Marie die recently?
Yeah, John Travolta's wife.
Isn't that his daughter?
I think so, but there's still other family members, so might be in a trust at this point.
But I liked the movie. It was fun. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to watch it, and yeah, it was his kid. But
he had to search it.
Freaking Ryan in the chat. Ryan goes, Return of Jafar is better. Joe goes Stitch 2028. Presidency, Stitch.
If Stitch ran for presidency in 2028, I'm not gonna lie, I probably would vote for him because.
And I was right. Lisa is his daughter.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if when she died, like maybe something with the power of attorney with all his connections, I guess.
Well, there was more. She wasn't just like executor of the estate. There was more to it.
That's the word. Thank you.
You're welcome. But
because Elvis in the movies, at least in the anime, is a huge part of the movies.
Yeah, which is why I was a little disappointed that they didn't have more Elvis in the new one. I think it was my big disappointment. Because like Lilo is obsessed with Elvis. It's like it's like a personality for her.
There is one song when they do the jukebox thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's one song, but like otherwise, there's like none. He's literally looking this up to prove me wrong.
No, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Riley Keough is the head of the Graceland estate. Lisa Marie's daughter controls everything.
Yep.
Is she like on the level of Teresa Earnhardt, Ryan? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Do you even know who Teresa Earnhardt is? You'll probably take a guess.
Is it Dale Earnhardt's wife?
Yeah, and there's a reason why people call her Thunder CUNT.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Leave your own podcast. Leave your own podcast. You're done. Did you really just ask me if I knew who that was? I know.
You actually like racing. I'm aware. You've probably just jumped a couple rings up on people's favorite list once you said you like racing. But next week we're doing Stitch the movie, Susie. Mm-hmm. And that jumpstarts the series which we're doing the following week. we're just gonna when we do the series, we're just gonna hit some major points, some of our favorite
Experiments.
experiments, and if there are any experiments that we felt like could have been used differently, like instead of the Sparky, instead of the lighthouse, maybe put him in a freaking electrical grid.
There's an option. And then obviously we will finish this off on the
You're
best
very
day,
excited for that.
the most important day. Poor AJ's had to listen to this about 50
Bang.
times.
Bang. Bang.
We will be finishing with Leroy and Stitch on Stitch Day. I'm so excited. A podcast is going to be on Stitch Day.
Yeah, it's amazing how this just. There's been a couple moments when we do this podcast that the dates just line up so well with stuff, and I'm like, how does this keep happening?
Well, that's like Hamilton. It's so close to the 4th of July that I was like, we have to. And actually, I know what we're going to do the week before.
I don't
Hamilton.
like where this is going.
You should like where this is going, but I'll explain it to you later. He's so scared. Oh, AJ, did you tell everybody what you're now watching?
Oh, yeah, not my fault. I gotta give credit to the wrestling guru, because we mentioned... Well, you sent me the message.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yeah.
You have till X to finish watching Stranger Things or get caught up. I was in a Discord voice chat reading that message, and I go, apparently Susie says I have till this to watch Stranger Things, and within a matter of seconds, like, he had Netflix up, and he's like, click, 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 watch. We went through the whole first season in 3 days.
Ryan, I now need to meet you in person so I can officially give you a hug.
That's a big hug.
Very big hug.
I don't know. He might have taken a drive up to Connecticut this year if I was going. But fortunately, we're missing a year.
It's okay. It's all good.
It's okay. I'll have something more important in the bag.
Yeah.
I mean, in a car seat.
Okay. You just lost a few brownie points, so
Delete.
delete.
Let me rewind it. Zip.
So AJ, I actually have a question for you because I put this where I would rank this in all of the. I mean, I've watched them all, so I told you where I would rank this. But where would you put this?
Out of everything we've talked about, or talked about Stitch in general?
Stitch in general.
I would put this underneath Stitch's Great Escape.
Okay.
Actually, I can't say that because I did enjoy that. Stitch TPing Cinderella's castle, because that's kind of bottom of the list for me.
Speaking of Stitch TPing Cinderella's
He did it again,
castle,
I know.
we didn't talk about that. That is, I'm sorry. The fact that they redid that is just amazing.
They didn't go overboard like they did. If they were gonna redo it, I wanted them to do it.
I mean, if they were gonna do it, I wanted commercials. I wanted new I wanted new ads from all of the old movies.
Yeah, I wanted Luke Evans.
Gaston?
No, who played Beast?
Daniel. Nope.
Okay, I want Beast, Belle, Stitch, all live action. So you're gonna get Emma Watson. Get the Jasmine and Aladdin live action. Just recreate them. Huh?
It bothered me. Dan Stevens.
There you go. Get all the people back and make those commercials that were back in 2000 into 2025. Do you know how much fun we would have had with that?
God.
Just imagine Emma Watson just what? Or Naomi Scott just jumping in the
That would have made my day. So but yeah.
I'm okay with taking a break on watching Stitch Lilo and Stitch 2. It's okay for every now and then. I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch it outside of watching it for the podcast. Um, but yeah, you want to talk about Stranger Things real fast? Because holy crap!
Okay, what are your thoughts? I need to know.
Well, my thoughts are this was a complete up and down. Not okay, up, just progressively going up almost
Uh-huh.
the whole time because everybody talks this up.
Uh-huh.
Stranger Things up. You, Ryan,
Okay, I don't
even
really talk it up.
okay, but you're like AJ. You should watch it.
You should
AJ,
watch it.
watch it.
Yes.
Bingo. In my world, that's talking up. James talks up. Will even goes AJ. I think you're gonna like it.
Do not tell me you hate it.
No,
Okay.
I freaking love it.
Okay, good. I was like getting really worried there.
It's like it's the right amount of funny, the right amount of suspenseful, the right amount of scary. Which for me, there are a couple moments. I took my there. Nope. But I really am having fun with it. We've only done the first episode of season 2 so far, with season 2, but the concept is fun. I like how they're incorporating a bunch of nostalgia in it, along with it being its own story in a way.
Yep.
I think my favorite character right now is 11. For anybody
So,
who hasn't seen it before, I apologize. I am over the moon with this. Back to what I was saying. It's like going up on a roller coaster. The whole first season, and then the last episode, maybe the last episode and a half, it finally hits the top, and it's action the whole time. You're figuring out why A goes to A and then B goes to B, but you knew about A from episode 2. It's just culminating now in episode 8
uh,
or 9.
so, what it reminds me of, and it's not a true like one-to-one comparison, but for one, the parents are oblivious.
For the most part.
For the most part, the parents are oblivious. They make great use of Winona Ryder.
Okay, for the most part, I thought she was freaking great, absolutely great. There were a couple moments where I was like, I'm about to call the guys in the white coats at this moment. She's nuts.
Yeah, it gets so much better. I love her so much in this series.
I like both of her kids too.
Yeah.
Good characters. The only issue I have with what?
Who are her kids?
The one that she's looking for the whole time.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
okay.
Cotton stuffing, and the one that Nancy helps out. I lost my whole train of thought now. Thanks.
Sorry.
I'm very excited for November. Because I'm only watching this with Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
That way, I don't finish months in advance.
Good.
Like, we'll do an episode or 2, maybe 3 a week.
Okay. So then I have a suggestion.
Shit.
What did you just say?
Nothing.
I think that me, you, and Ryan
Shit.
should pick a day when
Shit.
this drops and watch it.
You mean for spoiler warning?
Yes.
Already thinking about it. Oh, my back cracked on that one. Ow.
I had that thought a while ago. I'm also trying to find new shows for us to watch because Last of Us is over.
Season 7 of The Rookie?
Sure, let's go.
Wow, that was easy.
I like my Sunday night hangout with the guys, even though it's on video.
I mean, to be fair, you're like one of the guys. I meant that as a compliment.
I know you meant it as a compliment.
I realize I've said that before and people get a little, butthurt. Ryan, if that was an AEW reference, but Ryan says, I'm all in. Capital all dash capital in.
Yes.
Wait, for Stranger Things or The Rookie?
Both.
I don't. He might have some watching to do then. If we do The Rookie, we'll give him like 2 weeks to go through all.
I have to watch the most recent season.
Well, so do I. Why don't we, watch it this day? We'll record later that day.
That sounds like a good plan.
We'll
I like this plan.
We'll talk more this weekend.
Yeah. So, but anyway, tell us what you think of Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch. And I guess
I could tell you if I had a drawing of Susie, it would all be red.
my face feels very red.
Have you been drinking?
No. Unless soda counts as drinking.
Oh, it depends on what you put in it. And if Paul mixed your drinks, you're in trouble.
Okay, so we were trading drinking stories at work, and one of them was getting drunk. Do I know what my favorite story to tell about getting drunk is?
When we were staying up to do fast passes?
And I was the only one sober enough to do anything.
Can't go to bed, you gotta finish that.
Can't go to bed, you gotta finish that.
As we're continuing to pour the whole bottle in your drink.
Yep.
There was no liver poisoning that night.
No.
There was no sleeping it off. Well, there was a sleeping it off the minute we got back from IHOP.
Mm-hmm.
We all passed out.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Let's hear your thoughts on Lilo and Stitch 2. Stitch has a glitch. Where does it rank in your Stitchverse? I like that Stitchverse.
Stitchverse. And if you don't want to talk about that, please drop your comments on your favorite season of Stranger Things.
Well, if it's not 1 or 2, be careful
no
what
spoilers.
You say, because I haven't got there yet.
No spoilers, because we're not spoiling this for AJ. But drop your favorite.
Don't spoil it for me.
Drop your favorite season.
All right, everybody, take care. We'll see you Sunday for the Wrestling with Nerds podcast.
Bye-bye.